Alright guys, what's good? So, we're at the practice pond here. Got the new car in the back, you probably might be able to see it. So I wanted to test it out. We got the boat in here, seen some good fish. We're gonna see if we can't get on any. Got a Bluetooth speaker, got the camera. I mean, we're all decked out today. So I'm pretty excited. Got 8 rigs on here too. Tackle, you know, we're set, we're good to go. So we're gonna see if we can't get on some fish, y'all. Starting out with a Misfit shot collar. It's a chatterbait. Catch tons of fish on these. Just slayer bait. Got it with a Gambler, little easy Copperfield on there. So it should be good. Haven't thrown it in here yet, but thrown it for the past few weeks and been absolutely slaying a bass with it. 4s and 5s all the time. There's actually teeth marks all over this one. So we're gonna see if we can't get on them. I'm throwing 17 pound mono on a 7.9 heavy cranking rod. So that's the rig right there, y'all. Killer swimming action and everything. 17 pound line. So yeah, that's about all. We're gonna see if we can't get on. Misfit shot collar. That dude got whacked. Look at that. All the way through his face. Little half pounder, 1 pounder, something like that. Guys, I just saw a 5 pounder on a bed there, a 3.5, and I just saw about a 9 pounder right here. So there's 3 big fish right in this area. 2 of them were bedding. So I'm gonna shut this music off so we don't scare any fish. Especially if they're bedding. I didn't think they'd be bedding. And wow, I just ran over several big fish. So we're gonna keep fishing and then come back here and hopefully be able to catch that one. The one that was bedding was about 5 or 6 pounds, and then one swam off that was about 9, and then one was on a bed that was about 3. So there was 2 bedding fish that were about 3 and 5 pounds. So we'll keep going. All right, so when I find bedding fish, if they're really big, I love to throw a missile bait destroyer, not the baby destroyer on a shaky head. That's my other favorite bed rig that is kind of on the down low because not a lot of people use it. It's kind of something I started using, and it's just slayer. So this I love for bed fishing. It's got super long appendages, so it moves lifelike with very little, you know, movement of the rod or anything. Great bed rig. So we're gonna see if we can get it. Well, there's several big bedding bass in that area, but they are super spooky. The water's probably about 10 foot of is, so they're hard to catch. That's number 2. I'm gonna leave and come back in a long time probably and try and catch them again. Now that I've kind of confirmed where they're at, but it's not gonna be easy either way. I think I'm gonna try to cross the lake and go where the wind's a lot calmer so I can actually bed fish efficiently. Number 4, Misfit chatterbait. I don't know, the bite's funny here, so we're just catching pretty basic stuff. We're looking for some big fish though. Alright guys, so I did a full big loop around the lake, ended up catching 2, not around the full lake, but cut it in half and went through it to get back to these bedding fish. Now I don't want to waste my time coming all the way back here, so I'd like to come all the way back and get a chance at catching them. So 1, hopefully they're still there, and 2, what I did is I was throwing this color, which is a much darker color, and I want to give them something different to look at, and maybe even a little more realistic. So I chose a slightly different, lighter color, that blends in with grass more, something more realistic, something more natural to the surrounding. And I remembered where these fish were, at least the one big one that stayed around. So I'm really far off of it, and I'm going to try to cast way past it, bring it up to it, maybe catch them that way. And if not, I'll just close in on the area until I can either pitch to him and see him, or until I catch him. So we'll see. And that's the one I thought was a 5-pounder. So the other one could have been much bigger. I mean, that's probably about a 6 or a 7 maybe. Oh my gosh. Swell, swell, swell. Oh my god. Alright. Show you what I caught it on again. Missile bait destroyer. I'm telling you, these things are awesome. Look at that beautiful fish. I think it should make about 5 or 6 pounds at least. This was the one that I thought was about 5 and was on that bed. And there's one bigger than him somewhere out there, and several that I thought were 3 that might be 4. So I'm gonna weigh this fish, get some pictures, get back in the water. That is awesome right there. I think this fish should go about 6 pounds, somewhere in there. Scale's zeroed out. It's the biggest one we've got out here in a while, just because of how hard it's been to fish. 6.23. It's about what I expected. Just let it settle, I guess. It was on 6.23, and then it went 6.26 and then 6.21. So I'm gonna go with the original number, 6.23. Great fish for a bed. Glad I got him on camera. That's my second biggest bedding fish of the year right there. So, and both of them, both my biggest bedding fish of the year have been caught on these. An 8-pound, 8.83, and now a 6.23. I'm actually gonna bring my camera with me so you guys can see the release. Alright, here we go, guys. Gonna let this good one go right here. Awesome fish, especially when you catch them on a bed like that. I love doing that. 17-pound fluorocarbon. Everything happened just the way we wanted it to. Time to let her go. Beautiful fish. There she goes, right down into the grass. Disappeared into some hydrilla. All right, guys. We just need a few more like that. Little one, y'all. I think this is probably about my... I think this is probably about the 6th one. Pretty good back-to-back casts. It's funny. There we go, that was not too bad. Weigh him in case I get a limit going here. He's about 1.5 pounds, maybe 2. Kind of fat, about 1 pound, 1.5 pounds. He ate it so quick once it hit the surface. A 1.80 pounder, so decent fish. Oh, there's a good one. Not that good, but not that bad. I kind of missed it. Well, I don't want to go over there, but that fish ate it like a 4 pounder. I ain't even playing. That little dude right there ate it like a 4 pounder. That's hilarious. I don't know, it was probably about the 10th. Started throwing a frog, it got late, there was so many fish shallow anyways, and so much thick crap. Figured I'd throw a frog. Just a booyah. Pad crasher, my favorite frog. It's my favorite because it works the best for me. Gonna make a switch to a horny toad. I feel like these fish, I just don't feel like they're that, aggressive right now, or typically aren't that aggressive anyways. And it's kind of open water frogging now that I've kind of ran through all my other junk, and it's getting late, so great frog to throw here and a lot of other places. For buzz frog style, is a Zoom horny toad, so I always carry a full box of them, and then extras, a Ziploc bag in the package still, so it's straight fresh and all that, but I always carry a ton of Zoom horny toads because I end up using a lot of them because they work, so it's very common for me to find that, they won't want to eat any other frog because they want a subtler one. Everybody's been throwing a poppet frog or something like that. So sometimes some of my biggest fish will end up coming on a horny toad, and I carry all colors, but they're kind of on shad right now, so I like to choose natural colors like this with a slight white bottom or something like that. And you know, they work very well, so I always carry a lot of them. Didn't take long to get a bite with the horny toad. It took him a few tries to get it, but it's a good sign. There's another one. I love when they actually eat your frog, because then you can catch them. That one's not too bad. He's about a pound or so. Pound and a quarter. Not a bad little pound fish. All I'm hoping for is to get one more good fish, because that was a great frog bite. I don't want these guys, man. I'm tired of catching little ones. I want another big one. I'm like trying to shake these dudes off. Well, great day. Probably ended up catching about 11 or 12 pounds. I don't know if I'll do a little thing later, like an actual exit when I get home. But for now, see you later.